Hello neighbor, this is Curt with etrailer, and today we're taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 bike carrier, and we're going to see how it works with our 2024 Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now the Kuat Sherpa is an excellent lightweight option that's going to do a really good job keeping your bike secure as you go to and from the trail. It is a 2-bike carrier that is wheel mounted. It has 2 points of contact. We have an arm and a hook here that can be released depressing this button, and it ratchets down tight against your wheel to hold it upright. We also have a wheel strap in the back here on our rear wheel to keep that secure as well. Now this bike carrier is made out of a powder coated aluminum, so it's going to be really good against corrosion resistance, and it's really pretty lightweight for a 2-bike carrier, coming in at only 32 pounds. Now the weight capacity on the Sherpa is 40 pounds. So this likely won't accommodate a lot of the e-bikes out there, but there are going to be plenty of bikes that this is going to work just fine for. So let's take a look and see how it fits with our Santa Cruz. Now the bike we have on our rack today does have large handlebars at 14.5 inches, but it also has a small frame, meaning any frames getting kind of bigger than this, we're not really going to be having any problem with handlebar contact with the back of the vehicle, because technically as we get bigger on the frame, in all likelihood this will just raise up a little higher from here. However, if you were planning on carrying a kid's bike on it, generally you would have that toward the outside anyway, but if you had 2 kids' bikes and you had one mounted here, you'd want to double check those handlebars, make sure they're not going to come into contact here. We've got a distance from the frame to the back of the vehicle of about 10 inches. So if that's something you can measure out on those handlebars, great. Just make sure we got that cleared. But like with any platform bike rack, you're going to lose some visibility in the back. For instance, our taillights are partially obstructed. Our license plate is pretty visible. If the pedal's out of the way, you could actually see it clearly. But our rear view camera is also going to have some obstruction. So it's really important to know just what kind of footprint this is leaving behind the vehicle. So if we measure all the way out to the furthest part of the bike rack right here, and we're going to measure that to our bumper, we're looking at about 31.5 inches. So you got a little over 2.5 feet back here that you're going to have to account for whenever you're backing into a tighter space or trying to parallel park. The other thing that we want to take a look at is our ground clearance. So this is going to offer us a ground clearance of 20 inches, which should be more than enough to clear any of those steep inclines or driveways you might come across, but it is something that you always want to keep in mind. And I had mentioned before too that this will hold bikes up to 40 pounds. There is no ramp available to go with it. So just make sure whatever your bike weighs, you're comfortable getting up to a height of about 19 inches. Just to make sure it's comfortable getting your bike on and off the rack. And for added security, the Sherpa 2.0 does come with a cable lock, and it's going to attach right here, and that is going to be key to the included locking hitch pin. And getting your bike on and off the Sherpa 2.0 is a really easy process. We're going to start back here with the wheel strap, depress this tab, feed that through our spokes, and clear it back there and out of the way. Next thing I'm going to do is grab a hold of my bike. Just make sure it stays upright. Depress this button here. We're going to lift our hook up and clear it all the way out of the way of the wheel, just like so. Now I can go ahead and grab my bike, take it down, and hit the trail. So when the bike's off, we're just going to get everything kind of down flat like this. Now, if you needed to get into your tailgate with the bike rack installed, really no bike with it in this flat position is the only way you're really going to be able to do it. It does give you plenty of clearance to get into your tailgate. However, it sticks out pretty far past it. So, just be careful with your shins and stuff like that if you needed to do it. But because it's that powder coated aluminum weighing only 32 pounds, if you're going to be getting in and out of your tailgate a lot, it's really easy to take this out. It's lightweight. You could stick it aside for a while and always bring it back out when you're ready to take another ride. But it does have a stowaway position if you do want to leave it in the hitch and reduce that footprint while you're out and about. So there is a lever here that I'm just going to simply pull back on. And at this point, I'm going to lift up against the back of the vehicle. And now I have it in a stowaway position So rather than it being that 31 inches that we had when it was deployed, we've reduced our footprint to only 14 inches. So now we're down to just over a foot back here that we got to account for when we're backing up or parallel parking. And we opened up a lot of visibility in the back here too. Our taillights are fully visible for other drivers. Our license plate is more obstructed though than it was with the bike on it. But we're going to get excellent visibility out of our rear view camera even with this still installed. So there's a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 bike rack on our 2024 Hyundai Santa Cruz. And if after watching this video you decide that this is the bike rack for you and you get it and you have the opportunity to use it a few times, please share with us what you think about it in the comments below. We'd love to share that experience with other neighbors so they can make the best decision for themselves. Once again, this is Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.